Lately, something about Princess Leonor has felt different. It's subtle, not something everyone would notice right away. But for those who have followed her journey closely, the change is impossible to ignore. Her expressions seem heavier. Her posture feels stronger, yet more burdened. Her eyes carry something they didn't before. And now, many people are asking the same question. What changed? Because whatever it is, it seems to be shaping Leonor in ways the world is only beginning to understand. Princess Leonor has always lived under extraordinary expectations. From the moment she was born, her future was already written. As the heir to the Spanish throne, she was destined to one day become queen. That's not a future you choose. It's a future you inherit. And with it comes a life of duty, sacrifice, and endless public scrutiny. But for years, Leonor carried it with remarkable grace. She appeared composed, calm, measured. Even as a child, there was a sense of maturity about her. Yet recently, that maturity seems to have deepened into something else. Something heavier, something more serious. And people are noticing. At recent public appearances, Leonor has looked more reflective, more intense, sometimes even emotional, not visibly breaking down, but carrying something internal, a quiet weight, a hidden tension. And it raises an important question. Could the reality of her future finally be settling in? Because over the last year, Leonor's life has changed dramatically. Her military training has pushed her into one of the most demanding chapters of her young life. This is not symbolic. It is real. Strict schedules, physical exhaustion, mental discipline, constant expectations. And all of it is preparing her for one thing: leadership. For most people her age, life is still open. Choices are flexible. Dreams are being explored. But for Leonor, every step now feels closer to a destiny she cannot escape. That changes a person. And maybe that's the hidden reason. Not sadness, not fear, but transformation. The process of becoming who history expects you to be. And that process can be painful. Military life alone can reshape someone. It teaches endurance, control, sacrifice. It forces emotional growth. And for Leonor, that growth is happening under the eyes of millions. That makes it even harder. Because every change in her face, her voice, her energy is noticed, analyzed, questioned. But what many may not realize is that the emotional cost of this transformation may be enormous. Because while Leonor grows stronger, she may also be losing parts of her ordinary life. Freedom, privacy, youth, time with family, time to simply be herself. And that loss can be deeply emotional. Some believe her relationship with her family may also be influencing this visible change. Leonor has always shared a close bond with her parents, King Felipe and Queen Letizia. And especially with her younger sister, Infanta Sofia. But royal duty changes everything. It creates distance. Not emotional distance, but physical distance. Different schedules, different obligations, less time together. And sometimes, even small separations can feel enormous. Especially during life-changing transitions. Queen Letizia's recent behavior has added to the speculation. Observers have noticed her looking at Leonor more carefully, more protectively, as if she senses the emotional shift. As if she knows her daughter is carrying something deeper. That kind of motherly awareness often sees what the world cannot. And perhaps Letizia understands the hidden reason better than anyone. King Felipe likely does too. He has walked this path. He knows what it means to inherit responsibility. To carry a crown. To sacrifice personal desires for public duty. Watching Leonor step into that same reality may be emotional for him as well. Because he knows exactly what it costs. Some royal experts believe there may be another hidden reason. Identity. Leonor is no longer just growing into a royal role. She's growing into herself. And that process is complicated. Who is she outside the title? What does she truly want? What kind of person does she hope to become? These are questions every young adult faces. But Leonor faces them with far less freedom. Because her life is tied to something much bigger. History, tradition, national expectation. That creates pressure unlike anything most people can imagine. And that pressure changes people. Not always visibly, but deeply. Maybe that's why her expressions have changed. Maybe that's why she seems more serious. More reflective. more distant at times, not because something is wrong, but because something is changing, something profound. There's also the emotional reality of public scrutiny. Imagine growing up knowing every look, every smile, every pause will be analyzed. That can be exhausting. It can make a person more guarded, more careful, more aware, and over time, that awareness shapes how you move through the world. It shapes how you trust, how you speak, how you feel. Leonor may be experiencing that more intensely now than ever before. And perhaps it's visible, not in obvious ways, but in subtle ones. The eyes, the pauses, the silence between moments. That's where change often hides. And that may be what people are seeing. Not a problem, but evolution. The quiet transformation of a young woman becoming a future queen. It's easy to forget that behind the royal image is a human being. Someone with fears, questions, dreams, conflicts. Someone still growing, still learning, still becoming. And maybe that's the hidden reason Leonor looks so different lately. She's not simply changing, she's carrying the emotional weight of becoming who she must be. And that weight leaves marks. Not always dramatic ones, but real ones, visible ones, the kind you can feel even without words. Will the world ever know exactly what she's carrying? Probably not. Royal life keeps many truths private. But one thing feels clear. Leonor is entering a new chapter. A chapter that is changing her, strengthening her, testing her, and perhaps preparing her for the greatest role of her life. Because sometimes, the biggest transformations happen quietly. Not with announcements, not with headlines, but in the small details. The look in someone's eyes, the shift in their presence, the silence they carry. And right now, Princess Leonor seems to be carrying all of it.